Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another one on today, and boy, do we got a great topic for you guys on today that we will be talking about and covering. We're going to talk about the Ohio State quarterback situation in the NFL, and we're going to talk about one of the most talented quarterbacks to come into the 2021 NFL draft class, Justin Fields. All right, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a very, very long time. Justin Fields has been a phenomenal quarterback ever since he transferred out of Georgia over to Ohio State. He has been phenomenal, and he's been box office, and the guy has talent. He has the arm strength, he has the mobility in the pocket, and there's nothing that this kid can't do. Now, the narrative out there, and pretty much I think it's a true narrative because I agree with it 110%, that the Ohio State quarterback situation in the NFL has just not panned out. You have guys that came before Justin Fields, guys like Dwayne Haskins, who has had a little trouble with the team that he was drafted with, and they ended up releasing him on today, the Washington football team. And then you got guys like Terrell Pryor, who was converted over from a quarterback to a receiver, as well as Braxton Miller, who was converted from a quarterback into a receiver. Then you had JT Barrett and Troy Smith. So you had a lot of these talented quarterbacks that go to Ohio State and they tear it up in college. I mean, when you look at these Ohio State quarterbacks in college, man, these guys are phenomenal. And also, if you didn't even know, Joe Burrow came from Ohio State. Even though he did not get the opportunity to play as much at Ohio State, he ended up transferring and going over to LSU. But needless to say, Justin Fields is up now. And what will Justin Fields do for an encore? Because pretty much the knock on him is that he is going to be the same type of quarterback that the rest of the Ohio State quarterbacks. They feel like Justin Fields could be another guy that comes out of Ohio State that doesn't get the job done in the NFL, and some teams may be scared of that. But I say you have to give him the opportunity. He has never played in the NFL. You have to give him his shot and his chance. I don't know if the Jets will draft him now that they pretty much lost out on the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes by giving it up and winning 2 football games. But needless to say, guys, Justin Fields is definitely a very, very talented quarterback. And I just don't want to put the narrative on him that he's going to be like the rest of the guys. I like to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. But the record is indicating everything about Ohio State quarterbacks, that they are not good in the NFL, and it's true. You cannot argue with that and say that these guys are panned out in the NFL, because they have not. They have been able to dominate college football, but when it comes to getting into the NFL and making noise, these guys just don't make noise. So can Justin Fields be the quarterback to be able to change the narrative of what people think and feel about the Ohio State quarterback situation? Because a lot of people feel like this team has a lot of talent. Ohio State boasts a lot of talent in the NFL, but the quarterback position is not one. And I have to agree with that, because they haven't had one of these guys outside of Justin Fields, who has not played in the NFL yet, who has been a star in the NFL as a quarterback. So hopefully Justin Fields will be able to make the adjustment in the NFL, be a star quarterback in the NFL. The talent is there, the upside is there. Just putting it all together, because sometimes you think it's just a system that they play in Ohio State, that they're able to dominate at Ohio State. But once these quarterbacks get in the NFL, they're trash and they don't do what they're supposed to do. Now, Dwayne Haskins, the jury is still out on what type of quarterback is this kid going to be. Will he get another chance because of his immaturity? Will he give it another opportunity to be a backup? What's going to happen with him? But at the same time, you have another Ohio State quarterback that is about to declare for the NFL draft. And I don't think that it's fair to him to say that he's going to be like the other quarterbacks that come out. We have to see what Justin Fields does when he gets into the NFL. And once we see his body of work and what he is able and capable of doing in the NFL, then I think we can rightly make a judgment on what type of quarterback he's going to be. But a lot of people just like to stay away from Ohio State quarterbacks because they just say these guys don't pan out. And I just say that we got to give Justin Fields that opportunity. He hasn't had the opportunity to play yet, and I just don't think that it's fair to the young man for us to label him and say he's going to be like the rest of the guys. He needs that opportunity. The talent is there with him, the arm strength, the mobility, all that is there. So I can't wait to see how this 2021 NFL draft prospect Justin Fields does in the NFL at the quarterback position, because the knock on it is that the Ohio State quarterbacks are not good. And I got to say that it's true. All right, guys. Peace.